Welcome to Married to Movies. John Russell and Tracy Kring have spent over 20 years in cinematrimony, making films and navigating marriage. They produce, write, and critique films, all while happily sharing life and business.
Good morning, babe.
Good morning, babe. How you doing?
Doing good.
Those are some pretty earrings.
Aren't they cool?
I love them. And they're not snagging, right?
No, I was
That's
afraid. I was afraid they would snag my sweater, but it's fine.
The good news is that I'm alive.
Me too.
Yes, but you did not risk your life.
No.
Okay.
How did you do that?
Because we had 2 feet of snow.
Oh, and you shoveled?
And I shoveled.
And you're of an age
I am of an age you have to be careful. You have to watch YouTube tutorials on how not to have a heart attack. I had heard that we were going to have a lot of snow, and the Christmas tree, which was sitting out on the porch, I was like, okay, I better go put that
It's
underneath.
like tell me you live in Tennessee without living in Tennessee. The Christmas tree was on the porch in February. On February 27th,
Yes.
a couple of days ago here, I actually did live.
Okay.
I survived what was supposed to be my imminent death.
I feel like you were taking away from my accomplishment by bringing up your actual near-death experience.
We lived.
We lived. That's good. That's the sequel to They Lived.
We lived.
We lived. I usually don't talk about these things, but the State of the Union address,
Lord.
okay, was this week.
The State of the Union
Is shit.
We didn't have actual computers and stuff like that. Was literally supposed to be the president getting up and kind of giving the accounting.
Yeah,
the
it's like, okay, this is how many people, this is how we're doing, this is the money, this is,
how much we're in debt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think everyone would kill themselves if they heard that.
Trump goes, stand up if you support Americans over illegals, which of course is, generally racist to say anyway. And it was, to me, it was like, I was just thinking, it's a trap.
A well-reported on fact
God.
that Melania was here illegally when her work visa had run out.
Elon Musk.
Yeah. So, yeah, I actually don't support illegals being here. Like, send her the fuck back home. Send him the fuck back home.
It's such a bullshit
We just don't
question.
send home the right people.
Oh, God. Stephen Miller said, that will ring for 1,000 years.
Oh, my God.
Guy is so...
You know how something won't ring for 1,000 years is when you say
that's true.
It will.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like that. There's a whole trying to make fetch happen.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Hey, Hitler did that. He said the Third Reich would reign for 1,000 years. Didn't happen. Fetch did not happen, Hitler.
Trump was involved in the Miss America pageant.
Yes.
And then how some of these women have ended up married to, and I'm calling it, they're gay men. And
Gay
it's
men.
okay to be gay.
I mean,
it's okay.
Absolutely. But
it would be awesome.
What's not okay is to be gay.
And be conservative.
And, well, no, you could be conservative, but you can't be homophobic. And you called it the Miss America Highway.
The Miss America Highway for gay politicians.
Yes.
We're almost MAGA. We're almost like Miss America Gay
Association.
Associate. Miss America
Gay Associates.
Gay Associates.
It's MAGA.
And that's where they go for all their wives.
I'm a Miss America Gay Associate.
Yes, an ambassador.
Ambassador. Maybe that works better.
Miss America's gay ambassadors.
Oh.
Melania
you
is
might be
definitely one.
Oh.
You brought up Huarache sandals.
Huarache sandals. Yes.
I hadn't thought of those in years, but they're awesome.
Yes.
They were so popular. I had like a natural pair and a white pair.
Yes, I had the white pair.
Okay.
Right.
That's unusual for a man. And then little lighten your Huaraches.
Lighten the Huaraches.
You get a pair at the beginning of summer. About halfway through summer, they're starting to really feel good.
Yeah.
Like they've molded to your foot. And then a couple of weeks before summer's over and you go back to school, here they come like the little straps are popping loose.
They start popping off, and then what do you do? Like,
it's a summer love.
Well, some of them were $2. Some of them were like really expensive.
I know, and I'm sure the expensive one lasts longer.
And then they had the jellies that kind of looked like the Huaraches type thing.
You know what? Jellies? I did not get on that.
You did not get on the jelly?
I had several pairs of jellies.
Okay.
They don't feel good. I really do believe in trying lots of things.
Absolutely.
Because I have FOMO of myself. I have the fear of missing out that I have some talent, ability, gift, and I never tried to do it. Mm-hmm. And I will never know I was good at that. Like I'm pretty decent at making some bread products. You know, I can make a mean.
But that has always been there. I think that.
Yeah, but I never did it.
I don't think that, you necessarily just try something random and go, I wonder if I'm good at that. I think that there's something already there. Like I'm really into, I love glass work, so then maybe you try blowing glass, but I think you have to love the glass first before you would try the glass.
I've done a lot of weird, different things in my life and been good at things like running a pinton crane. Who knew that would be something I was really excellent at?
Who knew what that was? I still don't know what that is. A pinting crane?
Pendant.
A pendant crane.
When I was in nuclear power, you could just take classes like that.
You just have to bring that up all the time, that you were in nuclear power. I mean, it is a strong flex.
Well, I mean,
it's a strong flex.
If you were there, it's not. But I mean, I guess it sounds.
To other people, it's a pretty strong flex, man.
Okay, I guess it sounds interesting.
It does sound interesting. It's freaking nuclear power. You could have died.
And you wonder why I had to have a hysterectomy at 27. And it's, she retired from nuclear power in her 20s and was supposed to die at 27.
I think that whole area of Tennessee
is fucked.
It's fucked because how many nuclear power plants are around there?
A lot.
Yeah, I think there's like a big HBO, almost like Chernobyl series. And
about Fukushima?
And in this series, they said that there was Chernobyl, there was one meltdown. At Fukushima, there were six.
They had 6 reactors.
6 reactors melting down. We watched a movie. It was called The Cursed Man.
Yes.
And I have a little bit of an association. I am friends online with this guy named Michael. He is a executive producer, and he had been promoting this movie. Now, I had heard about this movie and seen the trailer for it before. It's a documentary.
It's actually on Tubi.
It's a documentary about this director.
Liam Leguiu.
Ooh. You and I went round and around about how to pronounce that guy's name.
Liam Leguiu. Guiu.
Liam Leguiu.
It's like if you said Guillaume. Guiu.
Okay. All right. There we go. Like Guillaume Guiu. There we go. Liam Guiu. And
Leguiu.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You had to be born American.
Oh, God, yes. I've been told I'm like one of the most American people. I mean, basically, he wants to be cursed.
Yeah, he's struggling to believe in supernatural, things like magic.
He's on like a quest.
He's on a quest.
Find out what's real.
You would think this could go in a very like Spinal Tap direction, right?
Okay.
Where it's like he's making fun of it, like a Waiting for Guffman style.
You like a mockumentary.
You would feel like he probably tread a very thin line to make sure that it stayed earnest. And I felt like he was very earnest.
He was very earnest. And it kind of, to me, it was like a spiritual version of Super Size Me. He's like going to take on as many negative things, as many curses. He goes around the world looking for people who will curse the fuck out of him.
And they think he's pretty damn stupid.
I found everybody that he talked to whatever religion or bent or witch or whatever it was, seemed incredibly knowledgeable. Like they were dynamic. They were interesting. Yes. They were like, wow, you could sit with this person and you could learn something.
If he asks for a blessing, like something good to happen, he doesn't feel like that's as provable.
Yeah, that would be kind of like, oh, that was just luck. You
Right.
know? But if bad things start to happen,
then that's more directly linked to this curse.
right.
You turned to me and this opened up some discussions where you kind of became more solidified in that I'm a witch. But
I did not become solidified that you become a witch.
I
You used to be a lot more witchy than you are now.
I believe in all of it.
I know you do.
I don't see a reason not to.
The conclusion I came up with is that I don't necessarily believe in all of it, but I also don't. I do not believe.
Well,
in
you
all
pretty
of it.
much don't
No,
believe.
that's not
believe.
true. No,
you know,
that's
don't
true.
not
I just
know,
know that
believe.
none
you
of
know.
it is actually provable. All of it is based on some form of
Prove you
faith.
love me. Prove it.
Oh God! I just realized you were quoting Matthew McConaughey from Contact. Did you love your father? Prove it.
I do think it would be fun to live as a man.
Okay.
I get the appeal of like, oh my God, just the amount of privilege I could walk around
So is
in.
McConaughey the man that you would choose to become?
I think I would dig being him.
Yeah.
I do.
I think it's cool. You got
I think he's
the naked bongo thing. Yeah.
I think he's an average enough looking dude, but like still can be like really beautiful
Mm-hmm.
and like he's interesting. He's got a great accent. Like he's got talent. He's curious. I'm just like, yeah, I could do that.
So with the Cursed Man, what I really appreciated about it was that he just was very open. And one of the things that they said was he was going to start to have dreams,
Well,
like
yeah.
really bad dreams.
I love this one guy though, who was like in New Orleans and he was like, I'm a black man living in the South. Like,
Right. My life is a nightmare.
my life is a curse.
Right, my
And
life is a
it comes
curse.
off really freaking entitled
for
that-
you to ask.
for you to
for a
ask
curse.
for suffering
Right.
that other people just experience naturally.
I mean, that was
And
pretty deep.
it's
man.
like, yeah, it's
That
pretty
was
privileged.
That was a
It
pretty
is.
deep thing.
No,
that he
I really
said, man.
appreciate it. And like as a director, I really appreciate that he includes things like that in the edit because it's balance.
The edit was really brilliant. It felt kind of like a horror movie. You know, the way that it was shot and the mood of it.
The
and
setup of
dude, when they went into that like crazy
They went-
ass Satan cave with all the bats flying around, no,
I was
thank
not.
you.
I was like, well, I started to get afraid for like the cameraman. I'm like, dude, that cameraman.
There was one point where you were like, I'm wondering if we should turn this off. This shit is getting really heavy.
Look, I absolutely believe in frequency. Okay, and if you don't, you're an idiot because color is frequency.
No, science.
light is
science
frequency,
establishes
sound
that.
is frequency.
Yes, the entire universe it
hums,
like vibrates.
The
and-
earth has
yes,
a sound.
exactly.
Everything is frequency. So, just like a theremin, whenever you push and pull, you
Right.
know, near it, it changes its
You create
frequency.
tones. You create
okay,
right.
Now, I think you can draw nigh and near to a thing, and it does affect your frequency. And like whenever I first move into a house,
Right.
this always happens to me because one time I moved into a house and I immediately sat in the floor on a beanbag and watched Amityville Horror at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And I felt the frequency of that house where I had moved to be really excited and happy and create something.
people
I
forget-
felt the frequency of that house change.
People forget the Amityville Horror is one of the great
It's a-
horror movies of all time.
Absolutely. I don't allow anything with a negative tone to go on in a house I've just moved into.
Right.
And like when we moved in here, I remember we were about to get into a fight and I was like, no, we're not doing that in this house.
Right.
We're not
starting that way.
we're not entangling that
Ourselves.
energy
Right.
in this house.
There was one moment in a Cursed Man where he went and visited a real life parapsychologist, which I was like, holy shit, this is like Poltergeist. That is so cool. And
You didn't believe them either.
Huh? It's not okay. There's no. Stop using the word believe. What does believe even mean?
Well,
I'm open to it.
Not really.
I'm open.
No, you can't say
because I don't say I believe. That means I'm not open.
No, it's that if anything were in existence,
right,
in the supernatural, meaning just right outside of our understanding, anything right there on the other side of the wall,
right,
that people won't acknowledge it.
What some people might call intuition
or
is ESP. Discernment.
It's literally called extrasensory perception.
I mean,
and intuition sounds like, oh yeah, I believe. Yeah, you can have a vibe. You can have a feeling in your guts. You can have an intuition.
Well,
God forbid we say ESP.
I had a moment when I was watching like the witches, and they were like tying knots, and they were like everything was sort of a symbolism to them, and I thought, well, isn't that kind of what Jesus did? He put like mud on the person's eyes and they were,
communion.
Yeah, there are spell aspects to a lot of things.
Because we're human beings trying to express something we have to physicalize.
Highly recommend it.
The filmmaker himself is just a really sympathetic character.
He is.
And like I said, he's earnest. He's just very
I love something
vulnerable.
Like that. I love a documentary filmmaker who kind of makes himself the audience. He's the one that's experiencing everything. Yeah. I think that's a brilliant way to do it.
Well, and he talks about like falling and having like this near death experience kind of thing, where he felt like euphoria right before he thought he was going to die.
Well, he was searching. He's a searcher.
Right. I've got a scar on my neck from where they had to jab a line in to pump me full of blood to save my life on the operating table when I was supposed to die. When I was woken up from that, I was definitely separated. I was having this experience on this really, really beautiful, calm ocean with large boats with giant sails. And there was a huge paintbrush, like you have when you're a kid, like a big fluffy paintbrush wet. And it just touched the tip of the sail and all this beautiful watercolor slid down the sail, right? And then I knew. And I said to myself in this experience, oh my God, like that's what all of this means? That's the meaning of life? And literally I heard a nurse saying, Tracy, you have to wake up. And I all of a sudden felt my body again. Yeah. And the first thing I said when they ripped that thing out of my throat was, this again? Wherever I was so fucking cool.
All right.
That coming back here was like, oh, Jesus.
We've been watching Love Story, JFK. This is Ryan Murphy's series about when JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bessette, is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, Carolyn Bessette. And they're kind of from when they met, when she worked for Calvin Klein, to, I guess, probably, them dying in the plane crash. I'm not sure they'll take us into the plane as they're just going, ah! These are really beautiful people. They're like cool, but they're also dumb.
He takes her to meet the family. They're talking politics. It's the Kennedy family.
Yeah, it's the Kennedy family. What did you think they were going to be doing?
You wouldn't read a fucking newspaper before you went?
Yeah, aren't you prepared?
I remember.
It was a test. I mean, obviously.
But fuck you if you're taking your girlfriend there to test her.
The whole thing is, can you deal? And he did not prepare her.
He didn't wonder if she could deal. That was not why he did that. It didn't seem.
No.
It was just like throw her in with the sharks.
The actor who plays JFK Jr., he was a model. This is his first work he's ever done. I think he's doing a great job. He looks exactly like him.
Yeah. And she looks great too.
Yeah, she looks great too.
They just, I mean, if these people were the way they've written them.
There's just something so shallow but not shallow in the sense that all they care about is themselves. It's just like they can't tread water.
Well, it's kind of like this. Instead of becoming, something, I guess, more important inside of politics, he started a magazine.
Yes.
Like that's he might be smart, but he's vapid.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of actually going into
I'm
politics.
going to start a magazine. It's
About
going to be
politics.
but it's also going to be really fashiony and cool.
I just started to really despise these people. Is Ryan Murphy doing a disservice to them? I don't know.
I mean,
maybe not.
It's entertaining. It's interesting.
Oh, God, not. Oh, it's really tedious because I'm just sitting there and like he asks her to marry him.
Right. Before they discussed really any of the big shit.
They
God,
barely got
money,
together.
children, nothing. Yeah.
And she's like, I think we should have some conversations before we make that decision.
And then he gets like super
So
butthurt.
butthurt.
About oh my God.
But
I
then-
thought that she would say yes.
But then to like save face, because the story breaks that he got rebuffed, to save face, he says, "Oh no, I didn't ask her to marry me."
Right.
And then she gets butthurt.
gets
How dare
totally-
he?
You said that you would protect our personal life. And it's like, you're the one who did all of this. You're the one who said, it was just, and then they have this big fight in the middle of the park. And
Well, I think there are really paparazzi photos of this fight.
Of this fight, yeah.
But like, how dumb do you have to be JFK Jr. in the middle of a little park in New York City and have a big fight with your girlfriend?
Yeah, I know.
Like, he's not interested in keeping things in their private life private. He's not interested in that.
He really does seem like this guy. His heart is he wants to be good, but he just is. He's not willing to do the work. He's not willing to, rise above who he naturally is. I mean, life is improvisational. You're going to get thrown into a situation where you don't know how to deal with it. They're talking about a subject that you don't know very much about.
Oh, like when she's at the table?
Yeah.
Look,
deal with it.
When I first came into your family, your family has like a language, because you've all shared the experience together, right?
Dad says, life's tough, wear a cup. That's the way it was at the dinner table.
The first time I was at the table with all of you like that, I felt like I was just like sitting back here, right? Because I was like, wait, what is that reference from? What is that reference from?
That's true.
And I'm a pretty movied person.
You are.
Okay?
Yeah,
I have seen movies
do.
you have not.
You have.
I'm a movied human.
There is a lot of movies that you were just, you would introduce me to.
Had I watched certain of these movies, I was like, I think that's from Raising Arizona. I think that reference is from this or that. But like later, because I wanted to be part of this group, I wanted to be someone that people looked at and say, oh, she's cool.
Right.
John Russell's dating a cool lady. I did the research.
Yeah.
I figured it out.
Right.
I cracked the code on what the hell y'all were talking about so that I could come to the table intelligently next time and be a contributor. But I'm sorry, you're going to sit down at the Kennedy's like little Cape Cod place and you're not going to know anything? And you're going to say some of the most stupid things to his family?
I know.
She's just an idiot.
I know, man.
This is not a love story. This is not. I can tell you that right now. None of this is romantic.
We were watching Stephen Colbert, as we are apt to do. It feels like we always bring up Stephen Colbert. Wyatt Russell and Kurt Russell were both on. Tracy, do you think Wyatt Russell's a good actor?
No.
And then I was like, I don't know about that. And I started to think of some things. And I was like, well, what about when he was in the movie Everybody Wants Some?
Is that the baseball?
That's the baseball movie. It's kind of like the Dazed and Confused like sequel.
If it was done on like a cheap BBC like set from the 70s.
But it's like Richard Linklater, and you remember him from that movie? And I said, yeah, but then I thought it was like, yeah, but Glenn Powell, that was like one of the first things I'd seen Glenn Powell in, kind of ate his lunch. And when I brought up Richard Linklater, you said something.
He loves men.
You said Richard Linklater loves men.
He loves men.
And this is the thing that just sets Tracy and I off on like an interesting journey. I'm like, what do you mean by that? And you're like, he always focuses on men. When he has women,
his
they're
movie
really
is literally called Boyhood.
I understand that. But then I brought up, well, what about the Before series? Before Sunrise, Before Sunset.
It's not about the woman. The woman is the foil to bring up all the interesting things that the man wants to say.
Yes. Your point to me was proven, is that I could not find one Richard Linklater movie where it was focused on a woman with male characters that were.
And you won't.
No, you're not wrong.
I'm not. Look at what the man is interested in.
I think he's an amazing filmmaker, and I like the way he writes.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm not saying he doesn't, but I'm just saying he thinks men are so fucking interesting. And I'm tired of it. How many times look, here's a new way a man's interesting. He likes baseball. Ooh, here's another way a man's interesting. He's a kid who grows up. Oh, here's another way a man's interesting. He goes on a trip.
I can't argue with any of this.
If I could roll, I could take my eyeballs out and roll them and juggle them, that is how much I would roll my eyes at this. Song Sung Blue.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Kate Hudson. Yeah. Kate Hudson, who
is in Song Sung Blue,
has an Oscar nomination, which a lot of people were really surprised by. I got to be honest. I wasn't sure I wanted to watch that movie.
I liked it.
Yeah. I'm not a huge Neil Diamond fan.
No, God, not really.
But the more you get into Neil Diamond, the deeper you go, you're just like, oh, that's really interesting. Okay, yeah, his music was. It was kind of proggy at times.
I liked the whole cover band.
Yes.
Both of these characters are.
I have been in several cover
very
bands.
Human characters.
Several cover bands.
Yeah.
And this movie nails
how that feels.
That vibe of a rehearsal, the way that it kind of stutters and starts, and then it starts to build, and then the energy gets really high, and you feel almost better in the garage sometimes than you do on stage, because it's just, there's no pressure, there's no fear or anything. But it was based on a documentary, actually.
Yeah. And ultimately, the man who's the lead singer,
played by Gerard Butler.
He did not have the things that happened to him did not have to happen to him.
Wait.
And
no. Hugh Jackman. It was Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
He sings. Yeah.
No, I thought they were great together. The chemistry was awesome. It was fun. I think that it was an example of a stepdad who really actually cared about his kids. He was a good guy.
It almost felt like one of those kind of Christian-y movies.
It did have one of those what is that, Fireproof?
Yeah, it's got
did feel
faith-based films. Yes.
Yeah, it was like they made a faith-based film and then kind of removed the faith.
Yeah.
But it had that feel.
Yeah, but it had that kind of you knew where it was going as it was going there.
Yeah, I felt like the
beats were very delineated.
The woman gets injured and goes through a period
which is a crazy story.
Prolonged addiction.
He wanted to be, a musician, He didn't care how he was one.
I don't really feel like he cared if he was playing.
No, he didn't.
At a Thai restaurant or on stage for hundreds and thousands of people.
When he was playing at a Thai restaurant, he was happy.
He was just as happy. It didn't matter.
Yeah, that was doing karaoke, He just really wanted to do it with her, which I thought was really beautiful. That's the way I feel about you. I just want to do it with you.
This weekend, I made a lookbook that you've been hassling me about for weeks.
Okay. Bringing something up is not hassling you.
It's hassling.
It's not hassling.
Even inside a creative field, that doesn't mean they have an imagination.
No.
Okay?
No. Sometimes the most creative people have the least amount of imagination.
When you write a script, you really have to have a lookbook so that people understand what this thing is actually. They have to have a visual.
Right. Like, what are you imagining this film is going to look like? When we did the lookbook for Sky Valley, our executive producer was like, can you make the movie look like this?
Well, before they gave us the money, they
Yeah.
said, you're sure you can make a movie that looks like that lookbook? And we were like, yeah.
I think we did.
I think we did too.
Yeah. I think if you looked at that lookbook, you could see parallels directly to the images that we have. So
Yeah. It's just a thing you have to have, an arrow you have to have in your quiver.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I have a lot of things that I'm doing.
Sure.
So to break off
To
from
break
those
off
things
from that time, from things that are immediate,
that
for
need
something
immediate attention,
that is
that is
future.
building.
Yeah.
It's a long-term project.
Very long-term project.
But, in the end, everything is just as important as everything else. In my head,
Sure.
all that's happening is click, click. You're getting behind on that. Click, click, click.
Sometimes it's okay to just do what you want to do, to just be happy and to not let that click, 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 drive you crazy. I think in the end, it's all about the memories that we make. And we're about to make some cool memories. And I think those memories are going to last longer than another hour or 2 hours or 4 hours of editing.
I need to edit this show.
Yeah. You better get on that, babe. Have you done that yet?
The minute you film something, when's this going to be out?
It's hard not to get romantic about movies. Follow, like, and be part of the conversation. Tune in next week for more Married to Movies with John and Tracy.